Hey, and welcome back to the Jersey to Vegas podcast. This is Pete. Thank you guys for coming out. Episode number 20. We are number 20 now. It's 2-0, which means we had 10 and 10. Isn't that amazing? I'm glad we actually made it this far. So I'm super excited to be here. We're going to talk a little bit about my mental health. We're going to talk about physical health and then go into a little bit of a Phoenix story. I got a little extra story, guys. For those of you that listen to that bus story, I got another one. And it just keeps getting better and better and better. It's not the same as the bus one, but it's pretty close, and it will definitely get you fired up. And then after that, we are going to talk about our new house here in Las Vegas, not Nevada. It's Nevada. Did not know that. Did you know that it's Nevada? N-E-V-A? I always said Nevada. Hey, Las Vegas, Nevada. And everyone else that's not from here says that. But I went to the DMV, and in the DMV, literally as you're standing there, it says, locals say Niv-A, Nevada. Nevada, not shit, I said it wrong. It's not Nevada, it's Nevada. Sounds weird, right? You try it. Nevada. Weird. So weird. Before we carry on, let's shout out the Patreons. Thank you guys for always being there. They're watching a lot of my stand-up clips that I put onto our Patreon. So shout out to everyone on the Patreon. Shout out to, of course, our sponsors, Greenville Roasting Coffee, Greenville Coffee Roasters, and then Boost Fitness in Nutley, New Jersey. So shout out to you guys. Thank you guys for always being a sponsor and always supporting the channel and everything that I do. So let's talk a little bit about my mental health. Mental health-wise, I'm good. Right? It's hard to say that I'm good because I am. I have my moments. I have my times of anxiety. The medication, we could talk about that. Like the medication that they're putting me on and just trying and testing has been a whirlwind. So like I'm getting a lot of side effects. A lot of times I almost fell asleep at the wheel. A lot of times where I have like super anxiety, disorientation. Like I feel like I want to pass out a lot. So finding out the best, I guess you could say, prescription protocol for myself, for long term it is a test. So if you guys are on the fence of looking for medication or think that things are going to happen and just change quickly and immediately, it's not true. It's going to take a while. It takes a little bit of testing, a lot of dedication, and a lot of consistency, like staying on the medication and really understanding, logging, more importantly, giving feedback. Giving the feedback to your doctor, giving your feedback to your psychiatrist, making sure they know what you feel like when you're on your medication. So if you've started medication and or you are on medication, make sure you talk, right? Don't just say, I feel okay. If there's something that's bothering you or something that just feels not correct or not right in your daily routine or your daily life, well, then bring it up to the doctor. Let them know that, I feel this way because I don't know. And it can be a reason. It can be a side effect of the medication. I find myself with a lot of that, and shortness of breath is one of them for this new one. So I'm getting a lot of shortness of breath. Like I feel like my chest is caving in, kind of, but it's a process as they increase my medication on one side and then decrease the medication on the other side. So it's weird. It's weird for sure, but overall, my mental well-being feels a lot better than it did 3 months ago. With that said, I still miss you guys. That's everyone in New Jersey. I love you guys, and I want to thank you for still hanging on and listening to the podcast. And for those of you that already jumped off and carried on with your life, well, then that's what it feels like anyway. It really feels like people are now carrying on with their lives. I'm getting less text messages, less emails, less other messages because that's the way it rolls, right? That's the way it rolls. We got to move on. We got to move forward. And for me, I'm here doing my best to move forward in any way possible. I just made a shirt on jerseytovegas.com. It says left foot, right foot, repeat, just keep moving. And that's something that Shep told me a long time ago. It's one of those things where it just kind of sticks with me all the time. When I coach them, he'll be like, left foot, right foot. I was like, yep, you're right. And that's in everything, like left foot, right foot, and then repeat. And that's it. Like you just have to keep moving, and you keep moving forward. And if you do fall backwards, you end up still moving forward regardless, and it's cool to have a t-shirt. So if you actually want to check out the shirt, go to jerseytovegas.com. You can actually get this shirt here. It says I'm not okay, and it's okay. It's a new drop release to get ready for the book that's coming out in November. So my mental health is there. It's there. It feels pretty healthy. The illnesses are being treated. I'm doing my skills that I need to do at the times that I need it, especially when my anxiety or panic attacks get really high, and just taking it step by step, day by day, right? Left foot, right foot, repeat. Physical health. So I've been working out pretty consistently. Me and the wife have jumped onto a little bit of a deficit plan. So we're having more of I guess you could say, the South Beach diet style of eating, and really trying to clean up the way we have been or haven't been eating. We've been eating pretty freely, very stressfully, and just taking whatever, cook whatever it is you want to have a recipe on, usually Asian meals. And then after that, it just trickles down to desserts. So we've been on a plan for about 2-3 weeks now. I almost hit 200 pounds, and that was the point where I was like, okay, the last time you were 200 pounds was many years ago, but it was the point of where you hated yourself the most. So I didn't want that to happen. So we jumping on this has really helped the process. So if you guys don't know, South Beach is pretty much a low carb, higher protein, moderate fat type diet. And it has its little phases and cycles, and it's kind of an easy plan to jump onto and follow if you'd like to. But making sure, as always, calories, everyone's different. So knowing the amount of calories you need and how much you need to expend is very important. Okay, you can't just do the same diet. Like I'm not me and Nat aren't doing the same plan. We're just following the same protocol. And I can obviously do a little bit more because I work out a little bit more, and I do work out now. Like I've been consistently hitting about 4 days a week, and I'm really proud to say that. Is it crank? No. It's me 3:30 in the morning staring at myself while staring at the dog cage in the living room, getting ready to do some kettlebell something. And then if I get a chance, I'll do all my hypertrophy work / strength work. I say slash because it only goes up to 50, so I don't know how strong that is when I can easily probably do more than 100 pounds with everything in there. But it's something. So at least I do that. And I definitely feel a difference in my muscles, in the volume of my muscles because of the hypertrophy that I've been doing. So the diet is South Beachy. Workout routine is Ageless Athlete mixed in with my own Metcons. And I started doing Metcons. Today I did my first Metcon in a long time. Usually I would call it's not a metabolic conditioner because it's more of I won't even say, I guess just a circuit, right? Because it becomes a circuit when you don't have the pressure. So I'll take like the protocol, say it's like 50 reps of each. It becomes a Metcon when you try to do it as fast as you can, right? You're really trying to get that conditioning up. When you're doing it and breaking it down in your head and taking your time, that's called a circuit workout, right? You're not really stressing the body and the energy system as much as you want, or aerobic system even as much as you want to. But if you set a time on it, it changes everything. So if you notice, there's the same workout, I'll say 50 sit-ups, 50 squats, 50 jump squats, 50 push-ups, right? I can easily do that workout, break it all up in sets of 10. Might take me about 25 minutes to half an hour, maybe. If I do it straight through and try to punch it as hard as I can, I could finish that in under 15 minutes. That's a completely different workout with the same protocol. So think of it that way. If you're working out and you're working out now, a lot of people think they're doing conditioning work. Conditioning work is a little bit different. And, it is conditioning work. It is, but it's not really a Metcon. It's just a little nerdville right there for you. Physically, I feel okay. I'm not hurt. Every once in a while, my mid-back hurts, but I think it's the way I sleep. But none of the hip pain that I've always had, none of the, that lower back pain that I've always had, that kind of went away. I took time off, and I used mainly hypertrophy for a long time, for a little while. I did stretching protocol, making sure I do it before and after, off days, and the recovery process is a lot better. So I think because of that, my body feels pretty good. I can't I'm not going to run and race someone, no, but I can put my shoes on. I can pick something up off the ground without, really grimacing. So that's very important in my physical health because those are day-to-day tasks that I have to do. Sure, I can deadlift 300, right? But I can't pick up socks off the floor. let's get reasonable. Which one's more important down the line? I know most of you are saying deadlift, absolutely. But I think picking up my socks are going to be a little bit more important than me deadlifting 300 pounds. So that's how my physical health is going. I'm doing good. It feels good, and hopefully it stays as consistent as it can. If you guys have any questions with working out and stuff like that, just hit me up, email me, message me, find anything, and I'll definitely help you guys out. Phoenix and his school. My God. They're good. Okay, so let me get this straight. He's been speaking a lot more to a lot of his teachers, a lot of the therapists that he works with. They love him. He's doing good. But the other day I was sitting in my car and I was just waiting for him to come out. Usually he gets out about 3:15, 3:20, depending on that time. I'm talking to my friend Vin on FaceTime, just like hanging up on the the thing where you put on your GPS, but I'll put my phone there. And I'm just talking. I get there pretty early because, that's what I'd like to do. And then as I'm talking to my friend, I see a hand just waving at me in front. And, I'm looking down, like kind of looking like this. And all of a sudden I look, and it's Phoenix at the front at 3:08, super early, waving at me. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? So I open the door of the car. I grab him. I'm like, how did you get outside? What are you doing? And Phoenix he's not responsive to questions. He just says the words yes or something that's pretty familiar in situations like that. He really doesn't explain too much. And I had Sage in there sleeping, so I couldn't really leave the car and go find out what was going on. So I just pulled him into the car and then kind of thought about it, like recollected myself, like trying to understand what happened. And then I left. Apparently, Phoenix either left the class and ended up leaving, or they just let him go without waiting for me. Usually, I go to the door, and the teachers will be holding their hands, and then I'll grab Phoenix, or he'll run towards me as we let them go. So I don't know what happened, but we had to call the school again and explain. They had to explain what exactly happened, and they couldn't explain it. They don't know what happened. They don't know how he got loose, or how he either left the class or he left their attention, or left their side, and he ended up running across the street to my car, which is super dangerous for him. Thank God nothing happened, and it's just one of those things where you're like, do I get mad at this? Is this something that I get mad about? Like, do I have to get mad, or is this okay? Because when I was growing up, I don't remember. Well, my parents didn't pick me up. Right, I had a kid that was in 5th, 6th grade who's our friend, and he would walk us home. All like a big group would just walk home. I don't remember ever like being dished off to a parent, but it might be different now. Obviously, it's 2012. No, it's not 2000. It's 2021 versus 1985 or 1986 or whatever I was in 1st grade. So I know Nat got really mad, like almost to the point where she had to compose herself a little bit more, and she called the school, the principal, on a Friday, and she didn't get a call back till Monday, trying to figure it out. The teachers ended up calling her and apologizing, not understanding how it happened. No one knows how he got out, but little kid just got out of school. He cut already. He's in 1st grade, he cut. Does that count? Like, are you that tough? Like, you cut class already in 1st grade? That's not bad. That's not bad, because I don't think I ever cut. I was scared to go home to my mom. So we talk about goal boards and how important they are. A lot of people don't believe in them, or don't think they're that of importance when you're trying to search or reach something. It's super important, and it works. Like, I wish people understood how well goal boards and vision boards work. Now, if you're doing them and obsessively, like, doing it for the grind or doing it for the hustle, like that type of thing, just to do it, and it's really like beating you up, well, then you got to step back. You got to kind of find that balance and how to use them. So for me, for stand-up, I want to host. Like, I want to at least get in the circuit of, being in the clubs around here, and at least hosting, at least doing some MC work with them. So I wrote down 10/22 hosting for Namish Patel, who's a pro stand-up comic. It was a pro show this whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, and I said I'm going to host for him on that weekend. So I left it up there, read it every morning, visualized it, And then the day came and nothing. They didn't call me. I wrote the letter to them. I wrote an email to the bookers, to the owners, to get into that step. But that's what that thing does, right? That's what that board. Don't worry, it's not. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. I got something, but I'm not done yet. That's what it does. It helps move you forward into the direction of what it is you're trying to achieve. Because if you don't write it down, it doesn't become real. Because you don't work towards it, you just hope it happens. It doesn't work that way. You end up doing the things that you need to for it to become possible. And that's why it's important to write things down. I don't work well on a phone. I'm a paper pencil type of guy, so it works better for me that way. And that's what works best. You got to find what works best for you. That works best for me. So what happened was, since I didn't get it, I go, let me at least go and watch the show. So I asked Nana if I go to the show. Of course, I asked permission if I could leave the house. I asked Nana if I could leave the house, and she said, yeah, go ahead. So I went out to the show and got there a little early, sat down, just kind of going to experience it. And then out of nowhere, the manager comes up to me and goes, hey, would you like to host for some mics during the week? Bam. I was so happy that he asked me. I didn't know what to do. I was like, yeah, should I play it cool? Of course. Yeah, of course. So I filled out the paperwork that was needed, and I will be hosting there at some point within the next couple weeks. So it did happen. Did it happen exactly as you wanted it to? No, I didn't get to host for Nimish Patel that day, but now I'm in the circuit. I'm in the club of hosting for open mics, a bucket mic, or whatever it is, to get my foot in the door. And now it's that time for me to shine. And now it's that time for them to see what I got. And if I can hold up to the task of maybe in the future opening up for a so-called Nimish Patel or a Joe Rogan or whoever the headliner is going to be, right? So in a stand-up show, it could either go MC, feature, and then the headliner. Or sometimes people bring their own people, like he did, and you'll get your opener, and then you'll get your headliner. So it depends. Depends on the time of the show, depends on how it's going to go. But that's usually you get 3 comics, where it's going to be the MC, which is what I'm looking for. The one's going to pump you up, get you going. And then the feature is the one that's usually friends with the headliner, or someone that's almost a pro comic, but just not there. And then you have the headliner. So that was cool. It's cool to see that thing on paper actually become real, and I'll let you guys know in the next couple episodes of how it's going, because it's very important to me that I got it, and I was really, really happy that I did get to talk to the manager. And welcome back. Thank you. We have a house. What? We ended up buying a house. How did that even happen? Well, let me explain to you. The rental market here in Nevada is getting higher, so it's increasing pretty largely. And in the next couple months, our lease is going to be up, right? We're already close to about $2,000 a month. We want to keep it underneath that. And with this increase happening, it's most likely not going to happen. So instead of giving a landlord some money, we ended up searching for houses. We did the old open houses on the market, Trulia, Zulia, Mulia. We did all that stuff and came down to 2 or 3 places, depending on where we're at. We're going to go for a house that was pretty nice, little, not newer, but 6 years old, in a very nice community, pretty secluded, out that way. So it's further out towards the mountains of Nevada, near Henderson, pretty much. And we just didn't want to go there, right? We wanted to, it was great, right across the street with 10 basketball courts. I think it was a tennis court, a playground, and then a little skate park right across the street from the house, right across the street. It would have been awesome to do stuff just right there. They have a lot of things they do in that town that was very community, but we didn't want to, what's that word? We didn't want to be secluded. We didn't want to be isolated. We don't want our kids to just be in this bubble. We don't want them to live in a bubble. We want them to see different things and different types of people and family and the way they're raised. They're going to see the same people over and over and over again. Whereas other places, you get a variety, I guess, right? A variety. When I eat sushi, I just don't want to have salmon roe. That's it. It's going to get boring after a while. I want a nice plethora of different rolls with some sashimis, some soy sauce, you know what I mean? Like something that's good. And, we want that variety in our lives as well, especially for the kids. So we ended up going to the first place we actually went to. It's all new builds. It's in the southwest territory or southwest area. It's coming up. If I show it to you, it's literally desolate land, sand or dirt everywhere. And then you can just see like all these upcoming houses, upcoming communities. And this place as well is an upcoming. There's no buildings there except for the models. It's great. It's within the same budget that we had, and we'll actually be ending up saving money per month doing what it is we're doing. And that was the goal. Like, we were fortunate enough to, when we moved, we got a nice lump sum to put a down payment down, and having that down payment, and then on top of that, the monthly mortgage will definitely be lower than what it is we're paying now. So, in all, in financial standpoints, it's smarter. It's a smarter investment because now it's ours. And are we going to stay there forever? We don't know. Are we going to stay there for 2 years? We don't know. But we do know is that it's under our control, and it's our money going into our place versus this is our money going into some other guy's place, and now they're going to rape us. And I don't want that to happen. I am really happy with the decision we made. Is it scary? Yes. Is it ready? No. It's almost like knowing you're getting something for Christmas, but Christmas is 6 months away. It's very hard to wait. Like, Christmas is here, and your present's all the way over there. It's not that fun. So we have to wait probably till April. Then in April we'll move in. So we're not buying anything for new in this place. Like, we're not getting any new desks. We're not getting any new tables, no new chairs, nothing. We're keeping as is. We're going to keep it tight for as long as we can. And then in the spring, we will have a brand new house to move into here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Las Vegas, Nevada. I know it crushed most of you guys that listened to this that thought, hey, they're coming back soon. They'll be coming back soon. It's only short, temporary. That's what I thought so too. I'm not going to lie. A little piece of me was like, we're going to leave in like a year. It really seems like we're not. And in the direction of what's happening for me, I don't see myself leaving because of that. I'm moving in the direction that I think is working. It's moving to a direction that is positive for me. Ever since I've started, I think I said it last podcast, ever since I started, I have not had a problem with anything. Get my basic depressions that I'll get from the bipolar, but I can still force myself to get up and do stuff. I'm not just sitting in bed and laying down all day long crying. So it's a big adjustment, but it's also in a positive direction. So I'm really happy for that. All right, guys, I'm sorry this is a short one, but it's all I got to talk about because there's nothing else for me to talk about, and I have no guests, but I am very happy that you guys came out this week. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you guys, tell people about make sure you get out, tell people about the podcast. Make sure you get out and listen to it. Make sure you get out and do something for yourself. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming out. This is Pete from Jersey to Vegas podcast, episode number 2020. I love you guys. I miss you guys, and I wish you guys nothing but the best. Peace out.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or leave a rating and review. To catch all the latest from Pete, you can follow him on Instagram at Pete Isip. Thanks again, and see you next week. Bye-bye.